So today we are going to make a couple of arrangements. They're maroon and white, and they are for a retirement reception. And so I thought we would do that together. It has been one crazy day at Flowers by the Bunch. I don't know if y'all have had that kind of day today, but this Thursday has been wild and crazy, which is a blessing. We're thankful for that, but whew, we are tired. When you come on, please tell me hello. Tell me how you're doing today. Tell me where you're from. We love to know that. So, we're going to make a buffet arrangement, and this is going to be an arrangement that we're going to make in glass instead of a big urn, and I'm going to make it as showy as I can. I actually have two of these to make, but I'm only going to make one for you today. We're going to make it as, y'all forgive me, I have allergies terribly, so I'm sorry if I sniff a lot, but we're going to make it as large as I can in this glass vase. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of leather leaf. And I'm taking and cutting the bands just with my knife. We don't cut our leather leaf and drop it in buckets. We leave it in a box in the cooler. And so we always leave the bands on them. But we never cut our leather and put it in buckets just because that's a lot of work. So I'm taking my floral knife and I'm cutting my greenery at an angle. And I'm removing any of the fronds that don't look pretty. And I am just tucking these right down into this vase. Now you try to keep the greenery out of the water if at all possible, but I always come back and clean it out if it does get in there, because it's likely that it will. And I'll usually just come back and clean it. So I am leaving my leather really large because you can see I want it to be a big arrangement. And I think I'm gonna sneeze.
You have lots of hellos.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. So glad y'all are here with me.
Miss Janie Bradley says, allergies are crazy here in West Central Illinois. So glad to catch y'all live.
Hello, friend. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I have sneezed and sneezed. Today, actually, I haven't sneezed nearly as much as I did yesterday. But just kind of almost like hay fever. You know, my head's just a little stopped up. I don't feel bad. I'm just itchy. Okay, there's our leather leaf all the way around. Now, I like to use leather leaf as a base foliage, so that's what that is. That's just my base. Next, I'm going to come in with some iliagnus. So, here at our flower shop, I'm going to slide this over just a little bit so my whole face isn't behind the arrangement. Here at our flower shop, we have some iliagnus growing in the back. We have lots of woods back behind the flower shop. And when we bought the building, we went ahead and planted a couple of iliagnus shrubs. So I'm just taking, so we use it a lot. We go and cut iliagnus all the time, and it has been wonderful. I can remember one summer, we have some lawn guys who come and take care of the lawn for us, which is a blessing. And they got carried away and trimmed up our iliagnus, and I thought Callie was going to have a heart attack. Callie was so upset that they cut the iliagnus. Yeah, I thought she was going to die when they cut our iliagnus. So it has been wonderful to have our iliagnus growing back there, because we can go and cut it for large foliage, which is so nice.
Maria Norman says, tomorrow is my birthday. I've been given 3 big bunches of roses.
Well, happy birthday to you, friend, a day early. I hope you have the most wonderful birthday. So this is extra. I'm going to set it to the side. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of holly fern. You know, I really like holly fern. I just really like greenery. I think there's nothing nicer than pretty greens in an arrangement. So I'm just taking my foliage and I'm cutting it and tucking it in. I just think greenery really just makes things bigger and better. And I tell you, if you ever tell me I can't use greenery in an arrangement, I don't know if I can do it. I can, but I don't necessarily like to.
Miss Sheila Kendall says they're having a lot of allergies where they are, and she says, you make me look at my greenery in my yard so differently now by using it in arrangements.
Isn't it funny how you really do? You really figure out what works and what'll hold up. It does really, I agree. It makes you look at foliage a lot different.
Gray asks, how much was the white daisy basket?
I think that it was a $40 design. I think it was $40. Okay, so there is our holly fern tucked in. I'm going to drop that on the floor. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of parvifolia. Parvifolia, you know it, that one's hard for me. I'm dropping my Safari Sunset on the floor. Parvifolia, I'm going to tuck in a little bit of our eucalyptus. Tucking those in.
Did you miss a stem? Rhea mentioned you made.
Did I miss a stem?
She thought you might have missed a
Oh,
stem.
I did. You're right. I see it. Thanks, Rhea. I did. I missed it. Thank you, ma'am.
Nancy Lawler asks if you got her message today.
Miss Nancy, I
think
have
about
not.
She had a wreath, maybe. I think.
Yeah, and I
Owen
sent
saw
her
it.
back. I sent it back a message on about the wreath that I should have a picture tomorrow. I have not had a chance to check all the messages today. It's been one of those kind of crazy days. Okay, there's our greenery, but I will check it this evening and I'll respond to you, friend. I'm sorry if I have not. Okay, so there's our greenery. Next, we're going to come in with a little bit of Safari Sunset. So this is for the college. There is a retirement out at the college, and they wanted maroon and white. So maroon's hard to come by this time of year. You know, it's not, maroon is usually used in the fall, but we do have some Safari Sunset. So I'm going to come in, cut those stems at an angle, and tuck in some Safari. Now, Safari Sunset is in the Protea family, and I like it. I like Safari. I think it's fun to use. It's a neat texture, and it works really great for maroon. So I'm cutting each of those stems and just tucking it in. So we've had several things this week with maroon and white. We have a couple things next week with maroon and white. Okay, so there is our Safari Sunset. Come on through, sister. You look like you have to get a running start. All right, I've got some more flowers over here.
Miss Nancy says, I just checked my messages and you did send me a message.
I did. Good.
She said, I'm sorry. It's been a crazy day for me too.
Oh, no. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. But I should have you, I'll work on it this evening. And so I'll send you a picture as soon as I work on it to make sure we're headed in the right direction. So I should be able to get it sent to you first of next week. I'm going to only use a couple of hydrangeas because we only have a few left. We don't have a whole lot of hydrangeas left. I'm cutting that stem at an angle and I'm removing that foliage. And I am just going to kind of tuck a couple of those deep. I'm going to tuck one on that side and then I'm going to turn it around and tuck one back here. It's just going to give us a little bit of depth down there in the base of this arrangement. You know, it's so funny that you think that you've ordered enough flowers for the week and then everything, you're just selling flowers, which is a blessing. I'm certainly not fussing. But I thought when we first got in all our flowers this week that we have tons of flowers, my goodness. And today I'm thinking we may not have enough flowers to finish off this week. Okay, so there's our hydrangeas. Next I'm going to come in with some yinyang daisies, which are some of my favorite daisies. They're little petite daisies. Look at those little dark centers. These are so fun to work with to me. And they're tiny. They're little bitty, petite daisies. They remind you a little bit of an anemone because they have that little dark center that the anemones have. But just kind of a fun daisy. I'm just taking and stripping that foliage off that stem and tucking those happy little daisies down in that arrangement.
Where exactly is this arrangement going?
This is going on a buffet table, and we actually have 2 of these that will go on a food table. And then we have 1 that will go on a drink table.
Cam says, I love the arrangement so far. The greenery is gorgeous. Y'all have been busy with arranging flowers, and I've been managing my floral page today, constantly posting new things.
Fantastic! So proud of you, Cam.
Oh, he says people were getting mad because he was just posting funeral work, or just doing funeral work.
This is the thing, Cam, is that we post what we work on, don't we? And so you can't worry about that. You're going to find that you can't make everybody happy, and you know what? It's okay. You just keep posting the things that you're working on, and you're going to have more things, and then you can repost. So always keep those pictures in your phone or wherever they're stored so that you can come back and repost them, because I promise not everybody gets to see them. And so it does not hurt to repost pictures, but post what you're working on. You're doing fantastic.
Sally Ray says good morning on YouTube.
Hello, friend. So glad you're here.
Wendy Hodgins says, I just love you two beautiful souls. You make my day every day. Bless you.
We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here. Okay, next we're going to come in. So we've got our a few white hydrangeas, our yin-yang daisies, our safari sunset. Next we're going to come in with some lilies, and I'm going to show you a trick on how to very carefully open lilies. You have to be extremely careful when opening them. And here comes Toot Toot. You're going to come up here for the first time in 100 years. Come on. There he is. There he is. There's our boy. Okay, get a seat. Find a seat. I can't work if you don't find a seat. Right there. Okay, so here are some oriental lilies. And they're a little tight. So I'm going to strip off that foliage. And I'm just going to toss it in the floor. Now I'm going to pull these anthers. Now you always want to pull the anthers out of a lily, okay? Because they stain the lily. And you want to be careful because lilies and cats don't combine well. So always be careful with your lilies.
Oh, yeah,
and your pollen and all the things.
He's got pollen all over.
Oh, did I just blow it on him? No. Stinker. This is a great time for you to get up here. Thank you, Victoria. So I'm just taking that stem and I'm tucking that right down in that arrangement. So he's kind of high up in that arrangement. See how he's peeking out? But anytime they do have the anthers, go ahead and pull those anthers because they open up and that pollen gets everywhere. Now let me show you a trick. I'm holding that very carefully under my arm. I'm just going to very carefully separate these petals. And what that's going to do is easily allow this lily to open up. But you have to be careful because you'll tear those petals, okay? So very, very carefully.
They're very excited to see Osa.
It's been a while since you've seen this stinky boy, hadn't it? He's so funny. He has been right underneath us all day long. Nobody has gotten a chance to work without him. Tucked that pretty lily there.
Chris Fry says, Osa looking all healthy and fit.
Yeah. Yeah, healthy and fit, all right. He's getting crumbs all over him. Okay, so very carefully, I'm just taking that petal and very carefully opening that lily. But when I tell you careful, be careful, careful.
Cam Aldridge says, please be praying for my sweet town, Waycross, Georgia. We have had a lot of tragedies this past week. It's been very heartbreaking.
Yes, sir. We sure will. Okay. There's my lily. I didn't open it up a lot, but it's cracked, so it will certainly open. Okay. There's our lilies kind of tucked in. I put 3 stems of lilies in there. Next, I have some open roses, open white roses. I'm not exactly sure the variety of this rose. I am pulling off any of the petals that don't look pretty. It smells pretty. I'm going to take some wire. So these are, it's just florist wire. It's a 21 gauge. I'm going to take it and press it into that calyx and twist it right around that stem.
Our Catherine says, I wish Osa could come to the beach.
Oh, good golly, Catherine, you don't want Osa to come to the beach. Osa doesn't have any, he doesn't have really any kind of, what can I say, Victoria, about, he just thinks everybody should walk around him. He is not cautious about anything. He just thinks everybody should drive around him if he's laying in the middle of the driveway. He has no form of caution. Say, I'm just not very cautious, are you, Stinker Pot? He's rotten. Okay, I just wired that rose.
Catherine says he can stay in our condo.
Oh, yeah. Along with Todd and his little bad self. So I'm removing any of the petals that don't look pretty. Those are such pretty roses. I'm not sure if this is Vendella. I'm not sure the variety.
On YouTube, Rona Voss says, hi, Monty and Victoria. The arrangement is looking beautiful.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you. Did I poke you?
You have a few questions.
Yes, please ask.
Carter Holland asks, can you force the closed buds open on the lilies?
You can, but you have to be extremely, extremely careful because when you start to pop them, you can very easily tear them. So they tear really easily. So you have to be very careful. I did get them loose enough so once they warm up, they're going to open right up. It won't be hard for them to open now because I did crack them open. So we shouldn't have any issues with them opening up.
Is that even for like the ones that are closed?
The closed ones, you can actually take like a pin and run it down the seams. You'll see the seams where they're folded together. It's so interesting at how they're all folded together. But you can take a little pin and kind of run it down those seams, and that'll help make it easier for it to crack open. So these are called heart roses, and my Osa is so kindly right where I need to be, but that's okay. You will work around him. So these are heart roses. The wonderful thing we love about a heart is that it's a dark red. It's not a bright red, and so it works really well as a maroon. So we're going to use these as maroon.
Chris Fry asks, are lilies okay to use in bridal work? My cousin is getting married and I have free reign. I didn't know.
Somebody's knocking on the front door, y'all.
I didn't know if they had a certain vibe.
No, I think the only thing that you'll have any kind of issues with a lily is that it damages fairly easy. So in flowers to carry, you just have to be careful when you place them tightly in a bouquet. That's the only thing. So I wired this rose and I'm taking my floral knife and I'm coming down that stem and removing any of the thorns right here on the cat. Take that floral knife. Oh, you gonna move because your mama's worrying you?
Cam asks, what is the best smelling roses in your opinion, Victoria and Miss Monty?
I love that purple. What's that really?
That's what I thought of. That purple
is so fragrant and so pretty. Here's a purple that we use. Did I just lose my knife? Is it under my cat? Is the knife under you, bub? I found another one. There's a purple variety. Then there's a yellow that smells really pretty too. But I'm not sure that purple variety. I'll have to look at the box the next time. But ooh, it smells so pretty. So this one's popped right here, so I'm not going to use it. He's going to go in the trash.
Miss Linda Jester asks, did the customer ask for these colors?
Yes, this is for Mississippi State University. They are having a retirement reception, and this is the school colors. So maroon and white are the school colors. So this time of the year, with graduations and retirements and all the things, we do a lot of maroon and white.
Wavy Flynn says hi. The colors look so rich.
Thank you. I love your name, Wavy. I love that name.
Miss Dawn says Osa is handsome with the red roses.
Oh, isn't he a handsome boy? He's so rotten, Dawn. I don't know if I've ever had a more rotten cat. And I've got a few, but I've never had one quite as rotten as this one.
Elsie Powers says that Osa is so beautiful. I love seeing him. I also enjoy seeing your other kitties when you do the devotions in the morning in your bedroom and outside seeing them sometimes.
They are so funny. The other morning, you saw Norman, my yellow cat, at home. His name is Norman. He's my oldest. He's, I think he's 13 years old this year. And then my Binks kitty. Now he's my rotten one at home, and he thinks he's the boss at home. So he's the bossy one. He's about a year older than Osa. I tried to take Osa home one time, and Binks wasn't having that. He wasn't crazy about having another male at home. So I just brought Osa back. He's safer at the flower shop. I just couldn't handle them if they got in an argument and fussed. I don't want to do that.
Gray says, when my mom's mother passed away, she loved flowers. We had buttercup, irises, and everything in her casket spray, all kinds of beautiful flowers that you planted in the yard.
Oh, what a beautiful tribute. There's nothing prettier to me than all of those beautiful flowers that she loved. So I'm just taking these roses, and I'm just kind of going all the way through this arrangement.
Dennis asks, what would you charge for this arrangement?
This one is $130 is going to be the price of this arrangement.
Oh, yes, yes. Allison's correct. Those are just some snips. Not her.
Were they asking what that was?
Well, they were saying, there's your knife, but those are her snips. I don't know where the knife is.
I think I might have laid it in the trash can. So it's probably at the bottom of the trash can. Because I'm having to work with, like, the trash can is my counter space since Mr. got in my spot. Okay, next we're going to come in with, I've got several carnations. So we're going to come in with some mini white carnations.
Oh, Miss Shirley.
That's where it is. I found it. It was in the trash.
Miss Shirley says, yes, I'm glad to see Osa. Oh, and me too. She says, yes, Miss Shirley, we have been busy. I have been working on some other things. I know I was taking some prom orders on Monday, and then I don't even know what happened Tuesday. But we've been busy.
Yes, this has been a busy week. It's been a busy few weeks lately. And then Mother's Day is coming and memorials. It tends to get, I don't know, I think this might be the busiest we've been this time of year. But we're busy with different things, just kind of odds and ends, which is wonderful. Prom, this is prom weekend for one of our schools. And yesterday I made my sister Robbie's little girl, my niece Allie's nosegay. But that's what Victoria and Callie and Robbie have all been working on those. I've been working on memorial silks and everything. A little of this and a little of that. But you feel like you didn't get anything done. And we did. But it's one of those kind of days where you feel like, did I even do anything today?
Miss Linda Sue on YouTube says, you need a boss cat at the shop anyway.
I know, right? What in the world would I do without this bossy baby? And he's really happy here. We're with him more than we are the other two. And he's so happy. And this is the kind of, you've seen videos of him. This is how he likes to live, right here. In the midst of a design.
Miss Mary Lou asks if Allie loved her flowers.
She did. She came by this afternoon. She and her best friend DJ. We made DJs. Actually, Victoria worked on DJs. These are standard carnations. So we're going to do a few standards. But Allie and DJ came by to see their pretty flower arrangements, and they were both thrilled.
Dawn Miller asks if any weddings are coming up.
Dawn, at the end of May, we have a little wedding close to the end of May. But I don't know. Weddings have been few and far between for us this year, which is fine. We are not fussing. I mean, we enjoy them, but we're not going to fuss. We're just happy to be busy.
Oh, Anka says hi from Canada, Milton, Ontario. So beautiful, and I love Osa.
Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you for being here. All right, there's our maroon carnations. And then I have some maroon minis, and we're going to call it finished.
Miss Irene Rover says hi on YouTube.
Hello, welcome, friend.
Rhea Norman says she used to get in trouble as a kid because she would peel potatoes and then she would always throw the knife away, and then she had to go retrieve it from the compost heap.
Yes, no fun, was it? No fun. Yeah, I am the world's worst, too. We'll clean off the counter and accidentally throw them away, which is not good. Or I walk into another room, I'll have one in my hand, and I'll walk into another room and lay it down. And I'll lose it, and I can't find it, and all the things.
Miss Brenda asks, how old is your beautiful cat?
So Osa, when he came up in December, and they thought we took him and got him fixed and all the things, and the doctors said that they thought he was about a year old. So that was in December 2 years ago. So we think that he was born in 21. Around December of 21 they thought was his birthday. So he will be, will that make him 2 or 3? That'll make him 3 in December. Is that right? Yep.
Yes.
Because it's 24. So he'll be 3. And then my Binks kitty at home his birthday was in September of 2020. So he's a year older than this guy. And he's the boss. He's bossy. But he came along. He was the baby, and Norman was the old cat. Norman's very docile, laid back. He doesn't get bothered by anything. And Binks thinks he can boss him, but Norman ignores him. So it works out great for those two. Okay, so here's our arrangement. Again, the foliage that we used, we started out with some leather leaf foliage. And then I came in with the yinyang that we cut out of the yard. And then some of this holly fern, which I think is so pretty. Some holly fern there. And then a parvifolia. That's always a hard one to say. Eucalyptus. And then the flowers we used include Safari Sunset, which is that maroon, kind of a foliage looking greenery. Safari Sunset, heart roses, which are the maroony colored rose, that reddish rose. White hydrangeas. White oriental lilies, and then we used yinyang daisies, which are the little white daisies with the dark centers, and then 3 varieties of carnations. I used a maroon mini carn, a white mini carn, and then a maroon standard. And there is our buffet arrangement. We will make another arrangement just like this one, and then we'll make 2 more, one for a drink table, and then one for a sign-in table that's just small.
Oh, Miss Janice Sloan says it's beautiful.
Thank you.
She says she could use some prayers. She was, I think she was choppered to the hospital from her hometown. Her heart was acting up. And she says, I love you all.
So are you back in the hospital?
I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Janice. We are praying for you. We are.
Yep, they're saying it's gorgeous.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Miss Linda was asking if Osa lives at the flower shop.
Osa does. Osa lives at the flower shop, and he kind of has free reign. He goes outside and inside. He was a stray. He just came up and decided that he belonged to us, or obviously we belong to him. He's the boss. We just mind. And so, yes, ma'am, he lives at the flower shop.
Yep. That was it.
And he's got, don't bite. Oh. You're so fussy today. I was just cleaning your paw. Guys, thank y'all so much for being here. If you have any questions, did we go dark?
Yeah.
If you have any questions about how we do things here at the flower shop, please do not hesitate to ask. You can drop that in the here on Facebook or over on YouTube. We'd love for you to ask us questions. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up or a heart. That just helps people to see us. So the more you like our videos and the more you comment on our videos, the more people get to see our videos. So we would love it if you would talk to us, ask us questions, like our videos and all the things. And if you enjoyed it, please sprinkle. That just means to share. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. We will be back tomorrow afternoon. I'm not exactly sure what we'll be doing with this silly cat laid out on his back. But we will be back tomorrow. I'll be back in the morning at 8 o'clock to do a devotion. So y'all come join me.